present honest commentary and discuss a late spring of full of taboo topics. And now here's somebody who can be taboo when he's with a guy named Johnny LaRue, Mr. Gregory Struss.
And thank you. Welcome back to the Greg Struss Show. Coming to you all the way from beautiful Elmhurst, Illinois, or as we like to call, the west side of Chicago. Well, we're the far west side. Glad to have you along here tonight. And that's what they say on the radio, glad to have you along. I don't know what that means, glad to have you along. Because you know what? You're with us. So we're posse, right? Okay.
Word, baby.
Word, baby, as they say. So I am like really thinking about this. This whole soda tax thing. Now, a couple years ago when we first started coming out here, remember?
Yes.
New York had that soda tax.
Correctamundo.
And everybody was laughing and saying, it's ridiculous. Like, how can you have a soda tax? So it was some ridiculous tax for every soft drink that's sold. So now we're into you got a center. Now we are like into the halfway through the year, and July 1st, there's a soda tax for all beverages in Cook County. Now, I heard on the radio that it's something like 85%. So a 99-cent drink will now be like over $2.
And this is DuPage County, correct?
No, we're in Cook County out here.
No, this is DuPage.
This is Cook County.
It's Cook County?
I think Elmhurst is still Cook County.
I looked it up on Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure it's another county.
No, Elmhurst is Cook County. I'm almost positive. As you get further out, so I'm just like wondering, like, okay, we had a bag tax in Chicago, which is 7 cents a bag, 7 cents, like plastic bag, and now a soda drink, soda and tea and all those drinks are like, I don't know, some ungodly amount of money. What do you think about that?
I think that there should be taxes on everything and get rid of this deficit that we have. We should not be credited, or we should not go into debt. We should be the credit to give it away.
I get it.
Okay.
But I understand like some of the health concerns, okay? All right, I understand that. What I don't understand, though, is that people that have the link or on welfare can now go out for fast food. Does McDonald's take the link? JJ Fish, I think, takes the link.
I don't know. If it's prepared, they don't serve it. It has to be unprepared food.
But I've seen it advertised at some other places.
But a resident of Cook County. I used to be at one.
Yeah, and there's and there's a reason why we don't like living in Cook County anymore.
Move out of Cook County.
I mean, so I think you have the right idea. You're like up in Cheeseland, and
5.5% tax.
You should see all of the roads are beautiful, all the people are beautiful, all of the there's like no trash or litter. Like people drive by my house and just throw out trash. Is this a Chicago thing, an ignorant thing, or a city thing?
Maybe you're white trash.
No, I don't think so.
How do you know?
I think I've been in denial about the white trash. My grandparents did, however, have a trailer home, a mobile home. They did live in it. But I didn't really believe that grandparents were white trash either.
Well, we'll get off the subject.
Other things. So anyway, I'm just like a little flummoxed by this because it's like, how much more can we pay in taxes? City stickers, you know? Then you have, what else is going up?
So the money that you think you're making, you're paying out.
Right.
You have a less cost of living.
When's the last time you had a raise?
Well, that's a tricky question.
Okay, tricky question, but get this. So the not the Illinois highway system, but that the toll road going to Indiana, which Mayor Daley's nephew
Skyway.
or something owns.
Skyway?
I think WGN reported that it was $4.60 or somewhere in that area, $4.60 to travel on that.
Correct.
Now it is $10 plus some change a day for people.
Yeah, $5 each way.
So who's paying? Everything is going up except wages. So what's going to happen? We're all living, most people are living outside of their means anyway. But it's like services are going up, everything's going up. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Chicago gets their hit when you go to Walmart in Hammond to get your groceries. They're like, well, we're going to make $10 off you.
But you got to pay $10 on the Skyway in order to get there.
95th Street Bridge, and then take Chicago Ave, and you'll miss paying the tolls altogether.
I see.
Yes, take Lakeshore Drive down from 55. Hi, how you doing? It's fine. Hi.
There you are.
Good
Anyway,
job.
it's good to have you here tonight. I really didn't want to start out with like a rant of some kind, because Dennis Miller used to do the rants before he sold out and did his thing. But I liked his HBO show.
I like this HBO show.
And I used to love when he was on TS's show. He was on Tom Snyder, and he was always a riot. But then all of a sudden, after 2001, he kind of like turned the lights. And I think everything changed after 9/11. A lot of people's politics and things kind of changed. So, but anyway, we are glad that you're here. It's been a wonderful experience for us out here. We missed last month because of a water main leak, and I'm like, where is this water main leak? So outside of the facility here, they're doing major construction, which is another Chicago thing, right? They're always doing construction.
And an Elmhurst thing.
And like traffic is outrageous. It's like people don't know how to drive in the rain, they don't know how to drive in the snow, and they don't know how to drive in summer with all this construction. So hopefully we can be your little respite away from all of the concerns of the world.
But you know what? She drives me
Crazy all the time. Who sang that?
Fun Young Cannibals, ladies and gentlemen.
On 89 WLS.
And then when I was at spring break, I got a little onto that song, and she did drive me crazy.
Bobby, do we know what our time is? Because I think we're ready to wrap up here. We have a fine summer of, what's that? Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like 7 minutes. You'll never get back out of your life, but that's okay. Anyway, we have a late spring full of taboo topics. Now, we were talking about that $10 thing, okay? The tollway, that's not going to be one of it because we already talked about it. But we're going to surprise you because you're going to throw one at me.
Yep.
And is it in regard to what we were talking about earlier about home stuff? Like,
maybe.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. Anyway, I'm Greg. This is The Greg Show. And we are reinventing community television here in the west side of Chicago. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in just a moment.
I'm going out, I've had enough, you take him, you take care of him, and if he cries, it's your behind.
Greg, how could you? You told me I was the only one. It's over, just forget it. Frank, you swine, how could you?
Yeah, you're an idiot.
And welcome back to the Greg Struss Show. We are coming to you from Elmhurst, where there has been major trouble with the sewage.
Yes, sir.
Well, is it the sewage or the water?
The water.
Yeah.
The fresh water.
And were you walking on it? I don't know.
I was walking on sunshine. Yeah.
Why, of course. Anyway, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you, Elmhurst.
Because Bobby stood in for you last show.
That's fine.
And,
next man up.
And then, of course, when he gets here, when Scott gets here tonight, he's like, yeah, and then makes his little aside comment about, yeah, but, he's probably going to talk about Bill O'Reilly. No, we talked about Bill O'Reilly last time. We talked about sexual harassment last time. It was kind of interesting. Go ahead.
Did you know Ernest Hemingway was born in Oak Park?
Hemingway was.
Hemingway.
All right, now did he have, because we talked about this before, did he have a home in Minnesota?
He had a home in Michigan.
But didn't he have something going on in Minnesota?
He may have had something in Michigan, but I didn't watch that. Minnesota. He was in Michigan, and then
you know what? It was Edgar Allan Poe.
Thank you.
That's who it was.
Thank you.
Am I right? We're going to have to.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
We're going to have to consult that. But anyway, we've been on YouTube, all right? and slowly uploading those shows after they air. Because what we have to do, we have to air shows first on conventional television every Wednesday night, of course, on
The Comcast
Channel
Mother
19,
Nipple.
Comcast, and hopefully you haven't cut your cable, because I have. I finally did it. I had to. And I feel bad about it on a certain level, because you get to watch the show on cable, but it's getting so expensive. Like I said, we were talking. Everything continues to go up.
Would this be a two-shot?
I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm making a point. So everything continues to go up, right? Cable goes up because there's programming costs. And so pretty soon your $99 package is $170 a month. And the secret is that every year you renegotiate with your cable company and you tell them, look, this is getting ridiculous. And you have like all these channels that you don't even watch.
All right, I agree.
So you're paying for stuff that you don't watch, and so I think what's going to happen is...
It looks like I'm looking at you. Look
Yeah,
at the
right.
camera. And it's like, I'm not really looking at you all, but I'm like, oh, I'm definitely interested.
Do you ever see this? It's like, I always make a point, and then he's got to change the topic, and then I'm like spinning all over the place. But,
That's called lighter.
so it's called cord cutting,
Okay.
right? And it's kind of like when you're born, and you come out of mom, and they cut that umbilical cord. That's
Some
what
people, it never comes off.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay. But anyway, that's what people are doing, and he's really confused me now. I'm gonna have to try to do that. So.
My point was about
Okay, go
Hemingway
ahead.
was I was just impressed that he was born in Oak Park. That's it.
All right. So Hemingway.
Hemingway.
And then what are the homes? The homes, I can't think of the district where all those real nice homes are. The architect was who? Who was the architect?
Okay.
Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay,
Frank
so
Lloyd Wright.
So here I was. We were talking a couple shows ago about.
You like putting that hand there, don't you?
I said that Edgar. Who did I say? Who did I say was out in Minnesota?
Edward.
No, was it Hemingway? Who did you say?
You were
was
saying it. You were saying that it was
Hemingway.
Yes.
So I have a feeling it was Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes,
So I
that's all right.
stand corrected.
No one watches the show, and and if they do, they don't usually go to the computer.
I was told years ago that you're going to see that you no longer need, that somebody that does a media type show, not ours, but no longer needs like a traditional network in order to distribute their program. You take a look at someone like Glenn Beck. I think he's on cable now too, isn't he? The Blaze?
I have not seen his show in a long time.
Yeah. So Glenn Beck is on the Blaze, but I think they have a cable channel, but they also have an internet channel.
Okay.
And so they talk about, whatever they're talking
This
about.
and that, whatnot.
Yeah. So now you really don't need that. You know what I mean? You don't.
Correct.
But I like television. I like broadcasting. I think broadcasting. We were talking before the show about a lot of things actually, and tonight Jackie Gleason.
Yes.
Lee was talking about Jackie Gleason. Lee's our big guy out here.
Big guy.
And he was talking about how Jackie Gleason said after 39 episodes of The Honeymooners, I'm done. And I said, where are the Jackie Gleasons today? And he said, Scotty Joe Vegas is Jackie Gleason.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But we're talking about those talented people that are bigger than life, that have longevity in the entertainment industry.
People would say it's George Clooney.
No, I don't think so.
People would say that it's Matt Damon.
Nah.
I'm just...
Gifted actors.
Okay.
Actors are different. Like Jackie Gleason was the full deal. He was a musician. He had Jackie Gleason's beautiful music.
Light on his feet.
A dancer, right? Didn't he
An
tap
alcoholic,
dance?
probably.
Well, major alcoholic.
Because we know what that's all about.
But he was also a very serious actor and a comedic actor.
Oh, he did or he was a mute in France. Oh, I love that movie.
But someone with that kind of range,
Yes.
that kind of experience, and working in clubs, et cetera, doesn't exist today.
He was the great one.
Yeah, he really was on a number of levels. Yep. And then I said, okay, well, what about, and it's exciting because someone like, it's like some of these shows are coming back this year, like Will and Grace. That was a fun show that ran on NBC forever. It was on Thursday night. It was a hysterical show. Two main characters were gay, and it kind of broke boundaries. Not boundary, but broke new ground. And a terrific run.
The two guys were gay, or was the gal gay?
No, there were two gay guys, and then Karen and
Was she the fag hag?
yeah. So they both were, and the one was like they made fun of substance abuse, the alcoholism, all that stuff, and it was cutting funny. It was just a funny, well-written, well-acted show.
I had to break it to my dad that the guy's not gay who acted gay on that show. He's like, he's gay. I says, Dad, no.
Sean Hayes is gay.
The guy that went to Illinois State University.
Eric McCormack.
The guy that was the really gay one on the show is not gay.
He is gay.
He is not gay.
Okay, he is gay.
The other guy's gay. From Glen Ellen, right? He's not gay.
Sean Hayes is gay. Eric McCormack, Will, is not gay. He's straight. It really doesn't matter. I really don't care but you start talking to gay guys and they're like, oh, he is too gay.
No, he's not.
He is. Trust me. Who are you talking to?
I'm telling you, he's not gay. He was on a show and he said he wasn't gay.
Sean Hayes is gay.
Okay, we're not talking about Mosby from the Wild Wild West.
No, we're talking about what was his character? Sean Hayes is also a great actor. He was on he executive produced Betty White's show.
What is it with the fingers today? You're doing a lot of finger, like.
I don't know.
Are you touching something? Or are you trying to get like?
And look at this discussion. It's like, who really cares what the guy's sexuality is? But he is, so it's okay.
But my dad was concerned because he was made up his mind. He says that man is gay, and he's not. To be continued.
Okay.
Give me your letters. Tell
Anyway,
me
so they end up NBC's bringing the show back in the fall for like 12 episodes.
I'm just glad we're not talking about NBC News or anything like that, or Bill Maher, or
We're
Kathy Lee Griffith, or whatever the hell.
All right, so Bill Maher used a form of the N-word. All right, so the N-word, there's an R at the end of an N-word,
okay.
But popular culture also has
an A.
An A.
Yep.
All right, you are my.
Yep.
Okay. And I think in the way that he used it was it was borderline because they were talking about working in the fields.
Yep.
And he said he's a house, but not with the R, with the A. However, here's the deal.
He's screwed.
Nah, I think he's fine.
Well, with HBO, he's fine.
Yeah. So he used that word in the context, and popular culture is the A with the N with the A.
Yeah, but white people aren't allowed to use that.
And I think that's BS. I really do. It's not a word that I like, and it's not a word that I use. But I hear kids using it with each other. It's popular culture. It's like a slang. You are my. Okay. So if you don't want to do it, then don't use it. No one should be using it. I don't care what color you are.
Did you eye contact?
No, I'm waiting for a different shot.
Okay.
But here's. There it is. He's not laughing.
I think that it's no. I mean, he shouldn't have did it.
No, but
just like Kathy Griffith shouldn't have did that about Trump because, all the heat that came down on her. Imagine what that man goes through every day, Mr. Trump. That all those people that are just on him. The whole country is racist against him. Because why else would you pick on him? Why else?
Well, he's not
a Republican. He's a businessman.
There's a belief right now that older white men who have a lot of money are stuck in a primitive way of thinking and a primitive way of time.
People are prejudiced against that.
Right.
And Trump, he'd screw his own kind as well as strangers. I don't understand. And I'm not saying he would screw, like in a unethical way. I'm just saying that he is a businessman. He learned his way. He signed a lot of people's checks. He owned a USFL team. He gave Doug Flutie money.
He's owned a lot of things. Doesn't mean he's perfect. It doesn't mean that he's a nice man. But you know what? He's the president.
But every day. But Kathy Gifford.
She went too far. Not Gifford.
What was her name?
Kathy.
Kathy Gifford.
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin. I'm sorry.
Who is also from Oak Park. Kathy Griffin's from Oak Park too.
Wow.
Bob Newhart's from Oak Park.
Wow.
Betty White's from Oak Park. They're all from Oak Park. Kathy Griffin's parents still live in Oak Park.
So what I'm trying to say is this. She should put the mirror on him and think about how much pressure he's under and help that man. And everybody out there, if you have a problem with somebody, forgive them. Give them the gift of forgiveness. Even if you kind of half don't mean it, forgive them. Let them go with the demons that are on the table. Forgive them. Let them go. I'm talking to you in the living room, Grandma. Forgive that grandbaby. That's it.
Okay.
And your uncle that borrowed your lawnmower and you screwed it up because he, forgive him.
Easier said than done, I think.
But you have
We're
to
going
forgive.
off on a tangent. I want to talk about Kathy Griffin, all right? Kathy,
I'm saying you got to forgive. You got to forgive.
You forgive. All right, when I first saw this,
Two-shot.
I was God. I was thinking that this is repulsive. It was so over the line. It wasn't even art. And I can't even say, she looks like she's got some issues going right now. She looks like she has some issues going on.
What she did was she took all her makeup off, all of her wonderful outfits, and they did that to say, you need to look humbled, and then this will all go away in a couple weeks. And that's all she's doing.
She's done.
No, she's not done.
I think she's done.
Nope.
I think she's done for a while.
Nope. I'd still bang her.
I'm talking about career-wise. CNN fired her. I don't know about that.
They did?
They fired her. They some kind of potty that she's a spokesperson. Let me finish.
Sorry.
You're going to get me off track. Sorry. They fired her. She had several concerts that were canceled, and all because but it was inappropriate for so many reasons because of what we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. Now, I went to a liberal arts college and a university, and never in my mind do I remember that when people came to speak, that it was like safe zones. Now, there were some safe zones for certain things, which I think was good. I think it was great. But I don't understand why we're living in this country now of free speech and open thinking, because that's part of a liberal education, having an open way of thinking and looking at the universe. But now it's kind of like, if you don't agree with what I say, you're changing me. You're going to change my opinion. You're going to change. That's wrong. All right, make a comment about something.
I can't believe that you have a rusty blanket in your house.
He missed the point. Anyway, when we come back,
we're going to talk about my daughter? Okay.
For only just a very short.
Only a very short time.
Because we're not going to make this into like family movie.
No, I have some coffee before I see a picture of my kid.
My point in this is that I don't remember, part of universities is having open dialogue, open debate. You don't even have debate teams anymore. It's like, oh, well, if you don't think a certain way, you're racist. You don't think a certain way, you're sacrilegious. You don't think a certain way, you're anti-Semitic. And I don't believe that. I believe that we're all individuals and that we have individual freedoms. And now, and one of those things is freedom of speech. However, if you're in the media, over here, if you're in the media, you can't just spout off about the president. You know why? It's like Colin Kaepernick right now. Who called that one?
I did.
No, I did.
I did.
I did.
I did.
No, you know why? Because you were saying back in the day, I said...
Either he will be successful or he'll be a...
Well, I didn't say that.
I said
he's representing...
We'll go back to the show and we'll give it
he's representing the league and he's representing...
Yes.
Right. The
if it works for him, it's gonna carry
the
him
league
up,
and the franchise.
Or it's going to bury him.
So
That's
now,
what I said.
So now Spike Lee is saying, oh, well, they're not hiring... No, they're not hiring him because he's an idiot. He went overboard.
A distraction.
He was a distraction.
Yes.
When I say an idiot, he gave his personal point of view.
An idiot's a little too much.
An idiot?
Yes.
You're going to put a contract on? That's not an idiot?
No. I'm going to say that he made his bet. He's got to line it.
Right.
Yes.
So that's another part of non-accountability, which we'll also talk about. Anyway, we are here, and we'll return in just... This guy's confusing me tonight. After this. All right, we are back here on the Greg Struss Show, and you were talking. We're talking about a lot of things. He's confusing me tonight, and that's okay. I'm off my game a little bit.
It happens.
You know, when you're not doing it on a regular basis, you kind of get off your game. So anyway, your daughter had a. Do I seem like I'm getting aggravated or short here? I don't mean to.
A
what
performance.
Happened? Okay.
I'm very proud of my daughter. She got a standing ovation.
Had a Joe Vegas, ladies and gentlemen.
She sang a Queen song, and she had the choir behind her, and she got a standing ovation, and she brought down the house, and I'm very proud of my daughter, and hope everything works out okay with her. I'm like Vern Presley right now, watching Elvis going, yeah, it's my boy.
Okay.
Back to you, Greg.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So Kaepernick, it did not get picked up, and there's punishment, and it's, you know, and I want to say it's nice to see that, and I don't mean to call him an idiot because I'm sure he's a very bright young man, so I don't mean it in that context.
I'm sorry.
All right,
say
so
it right now.
I apologize for that. Okay. What I'm saying is that when you're in the public eye, when someone is in the public eye, our words carry more punch. Mm-hmm. Our actions carry more punch, and we're representing a bigger part, okay, than just our own personal freedoms. So that means that when I'm employed by somebody, if I'm employed by a network, or I'm employed by a newspaper, or I'm employed by a website, I have to be objective at all times, all right? And I have to measure my words because why? My words carry a bigger punch than the guy at a party. Mm-hmm. So it's best not to engage in topics that make the company, the organization, the franchise looking bad. All right? So I think what's happening, people are getting punished. Kathy Griffin got punished, not just because it was a horrible joke. It wasn't, I mean, I can understand where she's coming from, and I felt differently after a few days passed, but in the climate we're in right now, that is so like this resistance. You know, as far as I'm concerned,
that's
and
what
this,
I would call it resistance.
And this is a statement. I have no use. I'm like, what happened when Hillary Clinton lost the last election against President Obama? She disappeared. You never heard from her for a while. Now she continues to be around, and it's like, out with the old and in with the new. You know, is she going to be like represented? I don't know. I think your time comes, your time goes, and have a little humility. And open it up and go for the next person. Let the next person come in. You're not owed this. You know, kind of like here. When it's time, the next person will come in and do their little thing at 8 o'clock, right?
Correct.
Okay. So.
And we don't have 12 girls around us.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's not owed to us, all right? A career is something that we work towards either through our education, our experience, and we have to be very mindful that when we're in public, listen to me saying we're. I'm going to say me. I have to be mindful that when I'm in public. Now, what I just said about Hillary Clinton, that would probably get me kicked off somewhere. Oh, well, that's a political statement. Look, it can be anybody. You know, it's like your time has come. You were in the, you know what I mean?
Thank God the resistant don't watch this show.
Oh, they can. I don't really care.
Yeah,
but
it's a slight joke.
You know, it is a slight joke. But the resistance would say, oh, you can't say that. Where did our freedom of thought go? Education is about freedom of thought. It's about learning. It's about, you know, looking at both sides of an issue. Now it's all about, well, it's like compliance. This is the way you should think as a president. Oh, the president doesn't think presidential. That's your opinion. Just because everybody okay, he's not a politician, so he's going to be different, right?
Neither was Obama. So
President Obama was a politician.
No, when he first came, he didn't have that much experience.
But he was in government. He was a senator for a while, and
but they shuffled him along.
Exactly. But he had sense of government, right? How government works.
I was going to call him a certain something. But I'm going to call him something else. A poster man for the Democratic Party. Yeah. So let's talk about Taboo Topics.
Okay.